Top of the day, everyone. I'm Nisha.
And I'm Buddha Badass.
And we're the hosts of Hot Garbage True Crime Edition. Do you guys like true crime?
I really don't. I feel like you force me on this show every freaking time I come here.
Do you guys enjoy listening to victims and murderers and grotesque stuff?
People that are sick in the freaking head. That's who likes it. That's who likes it.
Well, if you like that kind of stuff, then you should totally check us out. I mean, every single Thursday, we drop the most hottest cases, and we have fun while doing it.
You drop the most hottest cases? You drop murder and death. Kill.
How many people can actually say that they have fun while listening to a true crime podcast? And I feel like that's what we do here.
So you're just not going to listen to me now? I'm just going to say this and you're not going to listen to me?
And you know what? Our listeners are not just our listeners, but they're our friends and our trash pandas. We love you guys.
They're a lot, and I will agree to that part, but I'm still just mad at you for just not talking to me. They're paying you this well to say all this.
So check out Hot Garbage on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Check us out every single Thursday. A new episode drops.
I officially hate this commercial. Awesome.
Hey, you guys, you know what time it is? It is the tea is toxic. And I got a guest with me today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves once again.
You know who it is. Your favorite and one and only Nikki June. You know I love to be on the toxic tea.
Yes.
I love it over here. You know I love it over here, guys.
I love that you love it over here. And for those listening, listen. So let me tell you what happened, right, y'all? I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for my opening? Like, I can't just keep going and put my hot ass breath in y'all ear in the beginning of these episodes. So I actually am working on a little something. Very excited to look out for the upcoming episodes that'll open it up.
I'm so excited.
And it's gonna be a good time. Mm-mm. How are you doing, Nikki? How's your week been?
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys because I love being honest over here. I bombed a test, so I'm not too happy.
Sorry to hear that.
I've been drinking a little bit. But I'm hoping that whatever toxic stories you have for me will cheer me the fuck up, right?
You know what? We're going to see. We're going to see. That's the best way to put it. As for my week, it's been long. I'm trying to get some pre-recordings out for y'all because I didn't like the fact that I had done an episode and then I took like a 3-week hiatus, and I feel like I'm too new to go that long because there's not really much for anyone to be able to binge if they start really liking what I'm putting out, right? And so it's like, no, let me maybe schedule these ahead, push them out some. So I actually have another recording coming up in the next few hours as well. So that's going to be fun also.
Hey, Toxic Tea's doing their thing, guys. Shout out to them.
He is doing this. Well, you know what it is? It's no shade to anyone that I've worked with in the past. And this isn't about other people's work ethic or anything. It comes down to it's easiest to do it when you only have to worry about your schedule.
Facts.
You know, so I can put as much or as little into it as I need to and step away, you know, bring in all the guests I want, like all of that.
Facts.
So I love working in groups because I love that back and forth dialogue, having a team. But the reality is I clearly don't play well with others because when I'm ready to work, I'm ready to work. And
listen, I learned that about Leos. They do not play nice with others.
We don't. Which is so weird because we're so like relatable to people. I don't know. It's a weird side, y'all.
It is definitely a weird thing. And I think that's why Leos and Capricorns kind of get along because we're weird like that too.
Mm-hmm. That's facts. I have to so let me be transparent with anyone listening. Nikki June and I recorded a few days ago, and it was going to be a banger. And I was able to get a couple of bites off of it to post on TikTok and Instagram. But the reality is, y'all, my audio was fucked up. I know what it is that I did. It's clear I can't do it because you're coming through the internet for my phone. So what happened was when you were talking, after it's saved, you were like, It was like you were talking, you'd be like, and it kept speeding you up, right? Like it was lagging.
No. How dare
Yes.
you? The audacity, because that was a very good
It was
episode.
a good episode, but we're going to redeem it. We're going to redeem it. I wanted to see if I could catch anything, and it just was not going to happen because the reality was I had it on airplane mode. So we will cross our fingers that nobody's going to call. Fingers doubly crossed. I went out my way not to call anyone today. So I'm hoping that's the energy that sticks for the rest of the day. And in between this episode and the next recording, I'll make the phone calls I got to make and let them know, don't call my ass at 7. I'm not playing with you. Don't call me at 7.
Listen, I don't know if you have an iPhone, but shout out to Do Not Disturb, because that's the best thing that happened to me when I have my phone. You don't even have to put it on airplane mode. You just put it on Do Not Disturb. Nobody can call you unless it's an emergency.
But I stay on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so maybe I need to just stay on there continuously. Because I always have Do Not Disturb up. I thought I needed airplane mode also.
No, if you have the Do Not Disturb, and if you have the new, listen, iPhone, if you're hearing this, you better send me a new one because I'm shouting you guys motherfuckers out. If you have the new updates, there is a focus section where your phone goes on a focus mode and you get to choose what pops up as an emergency. So you won't even get text messages, phone calls, emails until you get off that focus. I do that for school, and when I get off, the amount of times my phone bings, and it's like even text messages, you can't get out of focus.
So I'll be updating in between this episode and the next recording.
See, there you go.
That's literally what's going to need to happen.
Exactly.
I want to have some fun today. Toxic.
I'm excited to have some fun.
Yes, Toxic's going to take a different turn today. I'm going to do something. I'm going to bring something back on you. That's a throwback, a little damn that's spooky. But we're going to be talking true crime toxic levels today, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're not a fan of true crime, then go ahead and see you next week.
You see that? You see that play next episode. So you just
hit next play.
Yes.
Viewer discretion is advised. My opinions and thoughts do not, they're not reflective of my employers. And I'll come up with all that extra stuff in the beginning when the other things happen. But y'all get the gist. This is not a show for children. I shouldn't have to say that in the beginning. If you know, you know. But if you're under a certain age, go ahead and turn.
Yeah, you gotta get out of here, youngin. Sorry.
Good night. Go to bed.
Good night.
Bye and good night.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Right. Nikki, what's the ghettoest wedding you ever heard of?
The most ghetto wedding I've ever heard of?
Mm-hmm. Or you've ever been to?
Listen, I don't get invited to weddings. Like my uncle said, we only get invited to funerals.
Let me tell you something. I sing at weddings, I sing at funerals, so I've seen some wild things at both.
Facts.
I think one of the most, I don't want to call it ghetto, but it was one of those ironically hilarious things. And shout out to them. We follow each other on Instagram, so I'm not going to call any names out. But there was one woman that got married. She got married at night. Now, we're not going to talk about what everyone was wearing. I'm not going to go into detail. But what I will say that I thought was absolutely ridiculous and unnecessary spending. They rented a limo. It's nighttime. Who cares about a limo? Is kind of like a see me off type of thing. If it's the evening, right, and it's like the reception's at the downstairs of the church, it's not like at a reception hall. And girl, if you don't go ahead and just have them pull around and pick you up, a couple $100. You feel me? But I caught a glimpse of a few ghetto moments that happened at weddings, and then we'll get into the story. So the question was, what's the most ghettoest thing you ever seen at a wedding? And go. Now, I'm not going to say where I got this from because it is more of a private group online, but I thank these people for giving this information, and I will just do their names with initials, okay? So we're going to call the first person K. She said The mother-in-law wore a white lingerie dress and she got super sloppy drunk, dedicated like 5 songs to the love of her life. The love of her life was her son. And then she began to wail, and had to be taken off the floor by her daughter. Her husband got drunk and started hitting on one of the married bridesmaids, which caused a huge argument.
Listen, bitch. There are so many things that are wrong with that. I'm not gonna get into it. Are you done? I'm sorry.
These are some quick ones, real quick, before we get into the story. Go ahead. Okay. I'm letting you go.
Oh my God. Are you really? Because I'm about to go in.
Go in, and then I'm gonna go to the next one. Hopefully, I don't have nothing to say. Go ahead. Go in.
Bitch. Okay. First of all, how dare you, bitch, to come in all white lingerie at my wedding? At my wedding. That's a fight. That's a fight altogether. Let's start there. Then you get drunk, sloppy. Someone's dragging your ass out before you get super drunk. So, to be honest, by the time you came in that lingerie, you've been dragged out.
Thank you. It feels like you pre-gamed. So let's not even cap. Like you pre-gamed before the wedding even started. So
right.
By the time the reception
the moment I see you, I'm calling something. Yo, if that bitch don't come out, there's no I do, eh? Jesus is coming out to get this bitch. So get your mom and tell her to go put some motherfucking clothes on.
Girl.
And maybe think about coming back. And take your dirty, stinking father with you, okay? Because listen, those two cannot come to my wedding. Bye-bye.
Called the love of her life. Her child. That's the love of my life, y'all.
Bitch, are you serious? I'm marrying the love of your life, and that's what you want to say at my wedding? At my wedding?
It's psychotic.
You wouldn't get that opportunity because, again, I would have seen you from the get-go before I said I do in that
and it would have been over.
God-awful outfit and told your husband to take you and your goddamn wife somewhere else.
That's facts. Or we can go ahead and annul it immediately. At the reception, this is a different one. Shout out to D who wrote this one. At the reception, each table had a bucket of chicken to share and 2 sides. Drinks were cans of hot soda, no ice. Somebody's mama or auntie brought a pot of spaghetti with a cup with cut up hot dogs in it.
Was this the backyard? This is a backyard wedding.
You know, if it's a
shout out to backyard
wedding,
listen, there's some good backyard weddings and there's some ghetto ones, but shout out to the backyard weddings.
If it's a backyard wedding, it becomes a little more acceptable. But if you blew all the money on the reception hall.
No, wait a second. So I'm in a reception hall and this is what I'm feeding people because I have no money. Because I didn't do it right. You're stupid. You have to organize yourself right. Oh my gosh, my people, please. I know it's great to have an extravaganza as a wedding. To be like, yes, bitch, I did that. But can we do that on the budget that is required to our pockets?
Girl. And we're not even going to go into what happens at weddings and the crazy toxic shit that females will do. Like take a loan out for a wedding and still paying the loan off while you getting divorced. Insane.
Listen, shout out to my cousin who told her man who said he will marry her right now. They've been together for 10 years. And you know what she said? Until you have money to buy me a house, I ain't letting you put a ring on my finger because we're about to spend all this type of money to go down the aisle, say I do, to go where?
In front of a bunch of people who aren't going to finance us. And they're never going to pay their plate. Because, so anybody who doesn't know Etiquette 101, and pass it down if you do, please let your friends and family know. When you go to events, i.e. birthday parties, weddings, baby showers, gift at the least, the cost of the plate. The cost of your child at the event, at the least gifted. My daughter went to a birthday party about 2-3 weeks ago. Now, mind you, my son went to a birthday party. Cute. Yeah, my son went to a birthday party. It was chill. I sent him 20, give the boy 20, right? Little boy gave him 10 for his birthday. Cool. My daughter went to a birthday party. She went there. Everybody had embroidered pajamas. They all had their own tent. pillows, the whole nine. It was done up. It was a little girl pretend sipping paint, the whole nine. That little girl got gifted $50. I don't care if I had it or not. There goes the 50 out the
Right.
pocket.
Exactly.
Almost gifted 100 because at the end of the day, and it was a sleepover. So it's like, no, you need to gift the cost of your body, of your guest, of your child. That's the common courtesy. That's the etiquette. That's common sense. Furthermore, real
what you
quick,
need to do.
yeah, and not to get off the soapbox because we're talking about weddings right now, but you motherfuckers, if y'all go off and buy another thing that's not on that damn baby registry because you thought that was cuter, go to hell.
Fuck you, bitch. Sorry.
If I said I wanted that bassinet, I don't give a damn what bassinet you thought was
What
cute.
you
I said
thought
my
I
baby
had.
needed this bassinet. And if that's the case, don't buy shit and don't come.
Thank
Fuck
you.
you and your mama. No way in the world.
Facts. Thank you. Thank you.
That is the most disrespectful thing ever. I think that showing up with the gift you wanted to give, not the one on the registry. Now, mind you, buying someone a gift is one thing. But like, for example, if I say I would like a blue baby bumbo and you like, because the baby gumbos are better, so I'm going to get that one. And that's your energy. That's worse than showing up with nothing.
Yep.
Because at least you came to celebrate and show love to the fact this child is coming or this wedding's happening. But for me to embroider specific dishes for my wedding and then you show up with some plates from the Dollar Tree, you can go to hell.
Facts.
Don't come, bitch.
And let me tell you a funny story. Shout out to my bestie. She's putting together her son's birthday party, speaking of parties.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a problem with this lady always inviting her extra children to the birthday party uninvited.
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, and I'm going to put this out on Insta, do you pay for that extra child and suck it up, or do you tell that parent to pay for her extra kid?
They got to pay. And let me tell you why.
Tell us why.
Is one thing, but I'm very blunt. So I'm going to be like, hey, listen, just so you know, for a heads up, it's just for the older kids. If you want to bring one of your children too, that's fine. But I'm not going to be able to cover that cost. I've already budgeted. I'm that to the point. To the point where I'm not even going to go into detail of the incident that happened for my daughter's 4th birthday. Let's just say me and somebody in my family, it was going down because she had the audacity to invite a coworker. And when I told the coworker what my daughter's size was and the gifts, the kind of toys she liked, like her genre, the bitch caught an attitude talking about some, why would you tell my coworker that? Bitch, I'll mush the fuck out of you because at the end of the day, you're not paying for a damn thing. I had a candy bar. Shimmer and Shine called her for her birthday. It was actual soul food, a magician, and you're going to just invite somebody? And
yes,
you think I'm not going to tell them what size my kid is?
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what my best friend's saying. She's like, yo, she's tired of this lady doing that. And she asked, so I'm going to put that on my IG, shout out to that. But I agree. Like, if I invite your son to my son's birthday party and you have 3 other children and you want them to come, you better have the money to pay for them to go. Because listen, I already scheduled the amount of children that are going to be there. That's what
that's facts. That invitation said Cocoa. It didn't say Cocoa and Pebbles, okay? It said
Cocoa. With you. Not Cocoa and Pebbles.
It did not say Cocoa and Pebbles. And you knew the mother badass kids were supposed to be with their daddy. Stop playing.
And people be doing retarded things like that at weddings too, girl.
All the time.
Back to those weddings.
Let me tell you something. No, I'm going to get into this last wedding, but what I will say is I sang at a wedding and the groom and the bride were there. Or the groom was there, the bride was still getting ready. All the bridesmaids were there. And one of the bridesmaids was late. And do you know when she showed up, the wedding hadn't even started. That groom told her to sit her ass right there in the audience.
No.
Absolutely. How dare you think you coming after my wife to the wedding? It don't matter if she's here getting ready or not. You coming in later? Are you crazy? You can sit in the audience. Who do you think
you are? This is not your day. This is
not your day. And if you don't know how to schedule out time, then just don't. Just.
Why are you part of this wedding to begin with? If you don't know how to make sure you're here,
just show up and say congratulations.
Thank you for coming.
And it was a pretty wedding. It was a small, cute little, And I know I'm not going to, like I said, I don't name names because I think it's petty to name
Yeah.
names, especially when I know the actual people. So I'm not going to name
Right.
names of these
We're
weddings
just
and
here to
funerals.
tell stories and to talk about
But
it. You know what I mean? Whoever does what they
eventually,
do, that's what they do.
yes. And I kind of was low key wrong for naming names on that breast milk situation, but luckily the audio was messed up anyway. So last one. I did not attend the wedding. This is coming from M. She said, I didn't attend this wedding, but my friend told me the groom taped pictures of the bride and the best man having sex on the bottom of everyone's chair. Okay. When asked if anyone objected, the groom said that he did object to marrying the bride and then told everyone to remove the picture from under the bottom of their chair. He then
Yeah.
walked out, and then everyone else got up quietly, picked up their gifts from the reception table, and walked out too. Use a hoe.
Bitch, serves you just right. Listen. I know someone that happened to, but they didn't find out at their wedding. They actually and what's fucked up, I'm gonna say this to you motherfuckers out there. And I might be a little bit of a hypocrite right now, but whatever. But what's fucked up is that as family, you should say something if you know something. Right?
Yes.
I knew that this guy's wife has been cheating on him before she even became the wife, the girlfriend with the best friend, due to dating the family member. So he's chatting about, oh, I know that this girl is cheating on my cousin. Cool. They get married. A year after the marriage, he finds out that, yeah, his wife is fucking his best friend. He gets a divorce. The bitch ends up marrying the best friend. They live happily ever after.
All is fair in love and war, but that's just bringing bad karma because you could have just said it from the door.
You know what I mean?
You didn't have to do all that.
You didn't have to do all that. And then the fucked up thing is this is my family. Why didn't you say something?
You know why? Let me tell you why. Because you know who's going to listen and who's not. So why am I going to compromise my relationship with you if you know you still going to suck that dick? Right? Like, there's no point in telling you something when you're not ready for it yet.
Facts. And that's why I said I'm a hypocrite, because let's be real, I got myself in a situation where I cheated, and I cheated on somebody with their sister around, and I was stupid enough to think that my confiding in her would stop her from not telling him. And that obviously didn't happen, Yeah, I can be mad at her for at least not being that friend and being like, yo, bitch, I told my brother, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't hate on you for telling your brother that I fucked up. Hey, your bitch is fucking up.
I'd have been like, you got 48 hours to tell my brother, or you're going to have to explain to him why you got a black eye.
I would have been bitch. I would have respected that. But as toxic as I am, I would have respected that. And I think that's why I don't fuck with her that more. Is you didn't have a respect for our friendship to be when it happened, to look at me and be like, bitch, if you don't tell him in 48 hours, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Yeah.
I feel and this is always going to be in my heart, I don't give a fuck. I feel she waited until she was in her feelings to tell him. That's why that happened.
And that's corny. Because now you're weaponizing our relationship.
Exactly. That's my assumption, and I'm always going to hold that. I don't give a fuck. That's my toxic moment. Take it or leave it.
I respect that. Let's get into this story.
Yes.
Woo, child. I'm going to be saving a lot of this for Spotify, and then all the cussing I think I'm going to cut out for YouTube. And then get right into the story.
My bad. See, I told
we
you.
Went in. I told the world to go to hell, so needless to say. So this is I cited this from allthat'sinteresting.com. And this is a story about a woman named Jordan Lynn Graham. So Jordan Lynn Graham, she was born in August of 91. I don't want to claim this as a Leo. I want to give it to you Virgos. So tag you're it. And she lived with her family in Kalispell, Montana. okay, near Glaciers National Park. It was a rural town, like they always say in the beginning of every 2020 episode. It was a good town. It was a small town. Everyone knew each other. So throughout her life, she was deeply religious. She regularly attended the Faith Baptist Church every week for worship and special events. And the church was a central part of Graham's life, or as you can call her, Jordan. Okay. And she told friends that her dreams were to get married and start a family. She said, quote, I want to meet a nice guy, get married, I want to have kids, and I want to be a stay-at-home mom and just have my family.
Oh, so cute.
That is cute. So she also shared this dream when she got older with Cody Johnson. And Cody was a 25-year-old enthusiast from California. Okay. They met on Halloween of 2011. And
Love Halloween.
Cody just like was head over heels for her. Okay. He always wanted to have himself a good church girl. And when he met Jordan, he was like, that's her. She's that. What were you saying, Nikki?
I said, and he found one. She
Yes,
bad. She bad. That's his.
Exactly. So what did he do? He gets chummy with Jordan. He starts like, moseying up and cozying up to all of her friends. He gets into that friend circle. Okay. And the friends were like, listen, he was in love with this girl and they ended up becoming a couple by the end of that year. Their relationship moved quick. And in December of 2012, a year later, they were engaged. Now it's time to plan the wedding. Cool. Great. Awesome. They wanted their wedding to be memorable. Oh, Lord Jesus, fix it. Memorable.
Listen, does somebody die? Because you said it.
We're going to get into it. So they hired this songwriter named Elizabeth Shea to compose a custom song for their event. Okay. But during that time, Jordan, like her behavior was like still kind of like she was excited, but she was kind of standoffish about it also. Right? Okay. Like she was excited to surprise Cody with this new song that would be written specifically for them and their love experience and things like that. You feel me?
That is so cute.
I
love shit like that.
It is. So they end up getting married in June 29th, 2013. That's a perfect time. May and June are amazing wedding
Beautiful
months.
weather.
Like spring and fall for me. Like a day like today on a Saturday, it's 80 degrees outside. The wind is blowing, no rain.
Yeah, it's just so nice. It feels like summer-like. It should be fall. It's very summer-like out here. It's beautiful. Shout out to
no more fire in the sky. So they get married, and during that time, one of Graham's friends noticed that she was a little bit off. Okay. It's like they saw that, okay, Jordan might have liked Cody, but you could tell Cody liked Jordan a lot more than she liked him. And it turned into that even at the wedding where she had a meltdown before they got married and was like, yo, what am I doing? Why did I get married? Like once they said the I do's, she's like freaking out with her friends in the background. She's like, I should have never did this. Why did I get married? They felt like, okay, it's just her like being a normal nervous bride. So they brush it off. Okay. But she literally said, what the heck did I do all this for?
So she decided she didn't want to get married. Like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, day of the wedding, she's second guessing everything. And she's literally having like a nervous breakdown.
So nothing happened.
Runaway bride. Get married.
That's what she did get married. Okay, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, she did end up marrying him. And they said that like her nerves settled down. Okay. And everybody was like, okay, it was just wedding day like jitters. So everybody lets it be what it is. They move on with their life. No big deal. Okay. So July 8th, now mind you, like I said, they got married June 29th, I believe that was. Yep, June 29th. July 8th comes around, okay? And nobody knows where Cody is.
You did not marry him to kill him.
Where the fuck is Cody at? Cody! So
Cody, where you at?
And his boss, or his friend and his boss. So that was like his boss was his friend type shit. reported him missing after he failed to show up to work. He drove to the home to look for him, but found that no one was at the house.
Not even
So
the wife? Not even the wife?
Not even the wife. So investigators were immediately suspicious that Jordan had not reported Cody missing, and they initiated an interview with her. She stated this. She said that she didn't know where Cody was and that he had texted her the night prior to his disappearance about his plans to go out with friends. So she's like, listen, last time I saw him, he was going out with his friends. He didn't come home. I didn't think nothing of it.
Why you always lying?
Why you always lying? Ooh, oh my gosh. Stop fucking lying. So July 10th comes around. Now, mind you, we get from the 29th to July 8th. Shout out to my middle child. That's his birthday. To July 10th. Okay. Now, this is where Jordan reports to the police that she got a suspicious email from an account that was named Carmen Tony 607. And it said that her husband was dead. So this is what the email said. I'm going to read it to you, okay?
Please.
The email said, my name is Tony. There is no bother looking for Cody anymore. He is gone. I saw your post on Twitter and thought I would email you. He had come with some buddies and met up with me on Sunday night in Columbia Falls. He was saying he needed to be with his buddies for a bit and take them for a joyride. 3 of the guys came back saying that they had gone for a ride in the woods somewhere, and Cody got out of the car and went for a little hike, and they're positive he fell, and he is dead, Jordan. I don't know who the guys were, but they took off. So call off the missing persons report. Cody is gone for sure. Sincerely, Tony. First of all.
Bitch, that was you. Bitch, that was you. That was way too much detail. You have way too much fucking detail in that goddamn conversation. Bitch, that was you.
And where are you getting this email address from?
I'm not a detective, but bitch, that was you. I don't give a shit where you got the email. That was way too much detail. Way too much unnecessary detail. That was you, bitch.
The next day, police initiated a search of the Glacier National Park area based on the information in the email. Jordan participated in the search, but let me tell you something. Shorty was not that interested in that damn search. She on her phone. She's chilling. You know, she's in the car with her friends. They're driving up there. She's not really paying attention. She making plans.
She playing Candy Crush.
She playing Candy Crush, right? And Candy Crush was out back then. Shout out to them. Shit, that game was popping back in the day.
Shout out.
So they're going. Everybody's walking around. Everybody's searching. And then they get to a secluded stretch of road that led up to a mountain. Now, mind you, they're in an area where there's like multiple mountains. Okay? Like, you know, when you go hiking and you get to the peak of one, but you see all of them? Like, it was one of those type of things. So she gets to that specific one, and then she stops, like, on her Clio, the psychic shit. And she's like, I have a feeling about this location. I have a feeling.
Bitch! Bitch! What? Bitch! You have a feeling because you've been here. You have a feeling because you know where he is. Why did you just know? Oh my God, you got me.
Shorty thought she was giving her Inspector Gadgets.
Inspector Gadget.
So
she was giving Chloe. Call me now.
Exactly. This spot was known as the Loop, and it's a dangerous 200-foot cliff overlooking a ravine. Okay, it's a very steep area, super treacherous, full of rocks. Okay.
This bitch
now,
him.
Despite how treacherous that area is, while going up there, Jordan ass done hopped over the rocks to get a closer look at the ravine. Like, bitch, how do you know to just kind of get your Mario Kart on? Like, you just moving. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, what are we doing?
She pushed him. This bitch is crazy.
She looks over the cliff, and then she goes, she found a body.
Oh, look. There it is.
She said, I heard we was playing Where's Waldo. What do I win? Y'all got to reward me, right? I bet.
You win 5 to 10 years, bitch. That's what you win.
Because you know you can't collect on no life insurance without a body.
Ah.
And if it turns out to be like potential like crime, you can't collect on that either until the investigation's completed.
So what were
Right?
you really trying to do? You were trying to make it seem like somebody done killed your husband when you could have just, but you wanted the money. How much was he worth? Did they tell
I don't
you?
even know if she wanted the money. I just
At
think
this
she's an
point, I
idiot.
need to know before we start these toxic motherfucking things. I need to know how much the dead person, the victim, is worth. Because at this point, he
Probably
had to have been worth
nothing.
something.
They're
for
probably
you.
worth next to nothing though, Shorty, because you know why? They're young. So who really has life insurance like that at that age? Unless you're like in the service or something like my brother was. What do you need life insurance? You're not thinking about that because you think you're gonna live forever.
But that's my thing, is that if that's the case, bitch, why did you go through all this? Why didn't you just not marry him? Runaway bride, bitch, run away, run.
I feel like too many people in this world want to try a body at least once in their life.
Listen, this is my toxic moment. It's safe place. Facts.
Yeah, I really do. So here's how it goes down. Now we're all the way, we at July 16th. Okay. Investigators, they bring Jordan Ash right in. It's time for another interview, bitch. Get in here, sit down. Okay.
Yeah, because you be
They
doing the
let
most.
her know. Yeah, they let her know their concerns. They're like, listen, you went immediately to that location. That ain't adding up. They figured that she knew more than she was letting on. And they start by digging deeper into the email from this mysterious Tony. They were able to trace its origin to a computer at Graham's parents' house, aka Jordan's parents' house.
No shit, Sherlock, because this bitch is stupid. Sorry, go on.
Yes. Furthermore, the investigators became even more suspicious after Jordan, after her friend came forward with ominous text messages from the night before Johnson's disappearance. So she starts texting the friend the night before Cody disappears completely. The friend told investigators that she got a text from Jordan that said, "Oh, well, I'm going to talk to him. But dead serious, if you don't hear from me at all again tonight, something happened."
Wait a minute. I'm putting on my Kevin Hart. Wait a goddamn minute. You can't just pass that. So, he sent his friend a text message saying...
No. She sent her friend a text message like, all right, I'm going to talk to him, but if you don't hear from me, some shit went down. Best believe it went down.
Is he abusive?
This man is head over heels for this girl. He's not abusive. He's just naive because he looked in her eyes and he saw something that wasn't there.
Okay, all right.
He thought that glow in her eyes was love, and it was actually
that twinkle,
homicide.
Twinkle.
It was actually the psycho in her. It was Bird Box in her eyeball. It was not love.
It was Norman Bates.
So she gets confronted with all the evidence, and this is when she finally breaks down and she says, "I just pushed. I wasn't thinking about where we were." Okay. She said that she was unhappy after the wedding. In part, due to her strict religious upbringing, Jordan was terrified of having sex with Cody. The night of Cody's murder, Jordan and him had hiked up to the loop. Jordan stated that the two started arguing near the ravine, and when Cody grabbed her by the arm, Jordan said she pushed him away from her with both hands, causing him to stumble and fall off the 200-foot cliff. After the confession, Jordan was arrested and eventually accepted a plea deal for second-degree murder in exchange for full transparency about what happened. So really what she's saying is...
he wanted pussy, and he couldn't, and she didn't want to give it up, so she killed him.
Yeah. Because the dick made her afraid.
Again, bitch, it's not that serious. Oh my God. It's not that serious. It's not that serious.
It gives... I'm low-key a lesbian and I wanted a reason to go to jail.
Facts. You just want all the amount of pussy licking that you can have. I hope this is
without
all okay.
Anybody knowing.
Listen, at this point, at 38 minutes into this, you motherfuckers should be in bed if you are under the age, because there's a lot of cussing going on. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. There's a lot of pussy licking going on in these jail cells. I don't know. I've never been. Don't plan on going. But I've heard some shit.
And I don't know why this jail cell's got me crazy right now.
Okay. Listen. So, like, I don't understand. Like, if you didn't want to be with him, you could have just left.
Just walk away.
You could have just walked away from the moment he said, "Do you take so and so to be your husband?" That was your motherfucking opportunity to be like, "Nah, bitch, I'm good."
Or you could literally just walk away at any given time. You weren't even with him a full 30. It was just 8 days. And you spent 2 years with the man.
And you decided to what? Kill him for what? What was the outcome? What was the reason, bitch? What was the reason?
So she's charged for second-degree murder in exchange for full transparency about what happened. The court sentences her to 30 years behind bars with a 5-year observation period upon her release. But in 2015, lawyers for Jordan appealed her sentence, arguing that it was excessive. The court, however, sided with the prosecutors, and her ass is still incarcerated in Alabama. After the truth of Cody's death came to light, the family and friends of the couple were heartbroken. Jordan's friend said, "I never expected her to be capable of hurting someone, especially someone who would worship her. He would have given her anything at the drop of a hat." You phony. You fake. Those are the type of people I hate.
Hey, say it.
Horrible. If you like really you know it, clap your hands.
You really could have just left it alone.
Just left it alone.
You really could have just left it alone. Deadass. You could have just, "No, I do not want to marry you," and moved on and found happiness. Instead, where are you? 30 years in jail?
Honestly, I really think that she wanted to be there. I think she wanted to be in jail so that she could eat carpet without her religious family knowing that was what she was really secretly about.
Bitch, are you American? Are you Canadian? Are you from here? If you are, fuck that shit. Fuck that noise. You could do that shit. You could do that shit here. You're not in another country. You can do that shit here. You don't need to kill nobody to do it.
You can do it here. It's just when you are raised in a...
If you can't do it here, where can you fucking do it?
What happened?
If you can do it here, if you can't do it here, where can you do it?
This is why people anywhere. That's the thing. Like, but what I will say is, growing up in a religious household to a certain extent, right? It wasn't culty religious, but I can only imagine, because I went to a Southern Baptist university, and if they found out you were gay, you was getting kicked out. You might be, but you better not say it out loud. So that's what I mean with the foolishness. And people, so in my opinion, not a fact, the church always wants to war against whatever is convenient, right? Whatever's going to bring in the most dollars. And I'm about to get on my soapbox, and those who are watching and listening, if you don't like it, fuck off. So fuck off. So here's the thing. The church used decades to war against homosexuality, right? It was the homosexuality.
Let's be real.
But this was the big one. It was the homosexuality. The only exception to being gay is if you were in the music ministry, because church people love their music, and ain't no better music comes from anybody but gays. Hence my gay ass. Okay, so church people love their music. They'll turn a blind eye to the praise team director, the choir director, the musicians. But anybody sitting in those pews is judgment central, and they always wanted to push that nonsense. So growing up, there's so many things that like we should have learned that we never knew because it was not prioritized.
Absolutely.
Because they were focused on the war against homosexuality. They could have been focused on 1,000 other things I'm not going to get into because that's not this episode. But the war against homosexuality, they were so pressed on that they didn't acknowledge that, in my opinion, there'll be more gay people in heaven than there would straights.
Honestly, because it's all about love.
Is prejudice.
Mm-hmm. It's all about love. That's all it is. It's all about love. And if you guys can't understand that, you're in the wrong motherfucking place. You know, the exit What did Beyonce say? To the left, to the left.
Exactly. Insane. But that's the story for today.
Listen, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a good one. You liked it? Did you like it?
I liked it. I liked it. And you know what? Since we didn't, I'm going to take about 5 minutes out of this to talk about the one that we didn't get to put out because it was good and it was about food. And I just want to put out there that you motherfuckers are disgusting. Okay? Nasty McNasty. Nasty motherfucking McNasty.
Well, here's the thing. I'm probably going to do it again, but I'm going to have to do it with someone else.
And that's fine. But we did put up the one about the church breast milk. So we're going to talk about that for a hot second, please.
Yes, flashback to the last episode.
Because, bitch, out of all places that people feel comfortable eating, it's in the motherfucking church.
But
I get an amen.
The problem is they didn't eat it in the church. They ate it at her house, but they were from
It doesn't matter. I trust you because you're part of the motherfucking church. So anytime you make something, I think Jesus was there, okay? And the audacity of you to squeeze your breast milk in there, bitch, fuck you. And
but I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I think the people that ate it, I think they nutty as fly shit. And let me tell you why. Because would you eat at Jeffrey Dahmer's house if you saw him on the street?
Hell fucking.
So it's like for you to know these people show up publicly looking filthy and you go to their home and you eat their food, but this is how they present themselves to the world. You as nutty as they are.
But that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I am saying. You know what I mean? And shout out to my grandmother because my grandmother is such a fucking picky bitch. Like she doesn't even eat from her own siblings. Like she doesn't eat from her own siblings. She only eats what she makes. She doesn't give a shit
people are evil out here.
Facts.
People are lunatics.
Fucking facts. So shout out to her. Shout out, Grandma.
Grandma said, y'all ain't never gonna catch me lacking.
Never. I ain't from nobody.
Grandma said I was born that night, but I wasn't born last night, bitch.
Oh, I don't even eat from my brother and sister. I eat from you. Okay? Hello.
For real.
You can't take her nowhere.
I love it. I'm here for it. But
I am so here for it.
I'm so happy that you came on. I'm happy we got a chance to redo this.
I love it. You know, I'm always down to do this shit. And shout out. Wait for me to come back in November.
Yes.
I'm gonna
you want to let everybody know your podcast and where they can find you, please?
I'm not going to do that right now.
Okay.
Not right now. I'm going to do that the next time you have me on because I'm going to have AJ as my very first. She doesn't even know this. So I want to, since she's always doing that to me, right? I know this bitch always has me like, if you guys could see my face. So right now I'm about to do that to her. Thank you. I'm about to have her as my first guest on my first episode back. Okay? So when you hear this, you know this. Hello.
I fucks with it. Let's go.
All right. Oh. All right, boo. I had so much fun.
I'm happy you have fun. Honestly, I really do love when you come on. It's always a good time.
And I always have fun on here. You know, you will always see this ass up on here, okay?
And I hope you guys really do enjoy when I have guests come on. I feel like it's more interactive and they may be asking or saying the things that you're thinking, which is great. And I'll have different guests come on from time to time. So you're going to meet the whole crew. You're going to meet everybody that I interact with. Y'all get to interact with. And when they come on and you hear us, that means you're part of the family now. So
shout out to the toxic family.
Toxic family. You part of the Tamly, okay?
Oh, you probably the Tamly.
Thank you so much for coming on, Nikki.
Thank you guys for having me. I love being here.
And you guys, I will see you guys next week. Have an amazing week. Stay calm, stay blessed.
Yes, stay toxic.
Don't be too toxic. Don't get bird box toxic.
Listen, you know I'm always going to end with stay toxic because you know Nikki June loves the toxic.
Yeah, listen. And if you guys have any stories you want to hear or anything you want to send, you guys can definitely do it. You can send it to my Instagram, the T is Toxic, AJ's Toxic C, or TikTok, the T is Toxic. And that's all for now. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Love you guys. Stay toxic. Bye.